What if I told you that the end of World War II wasn't truly the end, but the beginning of a whole new battle? Not on bloody battlefields, but in courtrooms, divided cities, and the hearts and minds of millions. After Hitler's defeat in 1945, the world stood at a crossroads. What do you do with the ruins of an empire built on hate? And how do you rebuild trust, dignity, and peace after unimaginable destruction? Welcome back to Lost Horizon. Want more powerful stories that shaped history? Hit subscribe now and join us for epic. Let's rewind to May 8, 1945, Victory in Europe Day. The Nazi regime had crumbled, Adolf Hitler was dead, and the Allies stood victorious. But instead of peace, what followed was a chaotic scramble to rebuild a devastated Germany. By the war's end, the country was in ruins, cities reduced to rubble, its population starving, and its identity shattered. Germany was immediately divided among the Allied powers: the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and France. Each took a slice of the pie. At first glance, this division might have seemed temporary, but it didn't take long for cracks to form. The Soviet-controlled East began shaping itself into a communist stronghold, while the West, led by the US and its allies, embraced democracy and capitalism. And just like that, the stage was set for the Cold War, a global tug-of-war where Germany was the frontline battleground. But Germany's story isn't just about borders and politics. It's about the people. Imagine this. You're a German citizen in 1945. Your home is gone, food is scarce, and the entire world views you with suspicion, anger, and even hatred. How do you move forward? This is where the idea of denazification comes in, a massive effort to rid Germany of Nazi influence. Nazi leaders were arrested and put on trial. The Nuremberg trials, as they're famously known, became a symbol of justice, where the world finally held individuals accountable for crimes against humanity. But here's a tough question. Can you truly wipe out an ideology by prosecuting a handful of its leaders? The truth is, denazification was messy. Some Nazi officials blended back into society, while others faced harsh punishment. And while many Germans worked to rebuild, there were whispers of guilt, denial, and resentment in the background. And speaking of rebuilding, let's talk about the Marshall Plan, a lifeline for war-torn Europe. The United States poured billions of dollars into West Germany's economy, helping it rise from the ashes. Factories hummed back to life, homes were rebuilt, and within 2 decades, West Germany transformed into an economic powerhouse. Meanwhile, East Germany, not so much. Under Soviet control, it lagged behind economically and became infamous for its authoritarian grip, symbolized by the Berlin Wall, erected in 1961 to literally divide East from West. Now here's where it gets really fascinating. By the 1980s, these two Germanys represented more than just geographical territories. They were symbols of two competing ideologies, capitalism versus communism. And when the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, it wasn't just a physical barrier coming down. It was the collapse of a world order, and Germany was once again at the center of history. But let's not forget the human stories behind this transformation. Thousands of survivors carried the trauma of the Holocaust. Many Germans lived with the weight of their country's past while trying to carve out a new future. And yet, amidst all this, a new Germany emerged, one that openly reckoned with its history. Today, Germany is often seen as a leader in Europe, a country that has learned the hard lessons of its past and strives to be a force for progress and unity. Think about it. A country once synonymous with dictatorship and destruction is now a symbol of resilience and reinvention. How did they do it? Through collective accountability, hard work, and the courage to confront even the darkest parts of their history. So the next time you hear the phrase, "Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it," remember Germany. Because this isn't just a story about war or politics. It's a story about the human capacity to rebuild, to change, and history is filled with lessons waiting to be learned. If you found this story compelling, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the untold chapters of our past. Check out the links in the description for other videos we think you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.